So the other thing that we need to talk about for this lesson is the power of powers property. This one is a little bit different. You'll notice that now we have parentheses with an exponent inside the parentheses and an exponent outside of the parentheses. So what we really want to think about is what would happen if we wrote 5 to the second to the fourth using repeated multiplication. Now, I'm going to do this really slowly, and I know it's going to seem tedious, but I think this is the best way to show you the pattern. So if I write 5 to the second 4 times, I'm going to get 5 to the second times 5 to the second times 5 to the second times 5 to the second. Now inside each of those parentheses, 5 to the second means 5 times 5. So I have 5 times 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 5. So how many times have I multiplied by 5 there? Hopefully you count 8. So our shorter way to write this would be to write 5 to the 8th power. Okay, and now we want to see, are there any patterns that we notice between what we started with up here and what our new exponent is down here? Hopefully what you notice is that it certainly looks like we took 4 times 2 and got 8 for our exponent. So it looks like we multiplied our exponent. That means that our power of powers property is if we have b to the m to the n. So it sounds like I have a power of power to the m to the n. Okay? I get to multiply those exponents together. But of course, once again, it's when b is not 0, and it's for any m and n. So that should go in your green notes once you got it ready. So here we have some practice problems again. I'm going to let you pause it. I want you to try them all on your own. And then I would like you to, when you're finished, unpause the video and check your answers. So hopefully this is what you got for 1 through 6. Go ahead and check your answers. Once again, I did show you my work. I showed you that I definitely multiplied. That way, if I were to have made a mistake on the first one, if I did 8 times 3 and I got something different than 24, at least I know that I'm doing it the right way, just bad at multiplying. Now, I only filled in number 7 on the next slide, and there's a reason for that, because number 8 gets a little tricky. Okay, on number 8, you can see that I have parentheses and I have things that need to be multiplied, but then I also have a G on the outside. And so what order are we supposed to do what is kind of the question that comes up. So I'm going to refer us back to PEMDAS. Okay, order of operations. Order of operations says that if there's something that I'm trying to do and it is inside of parentheses, and it's inside of parentheses, and I'm supposed to do that first. Okay, the next one is our exponents, but since we're really talking about what we're doing with our exponents, we can kind of ignore that one for right now. The next one says that if there's anything that can be multiplied together, we should do that. So right now I'm looking at number 8 and I'm saying, okay, I should probably multiply 3 times 9. So that's going to give me 2 times g to the 27th. Okay, and we don't have any dividing to do, going through our order of operations again, but now I do have some adding that I could do with my exponents. Because this g that's all by himself, there's really an exponent of 1 on him. So I can add up 27 plus 1, and now I get 2g to the 28th. Okay, so now I have it simplified, and I really would like it simplified so that there's only one g with an exponent on it. That is simplified to us. Okay, so looking at number 9, we have to do our multiplying first. So we're going to have 3 times m to the 8th, And now I can add 8 plus 1 gives us 3m to the 9th. Okay, we can do number 10. We have to multiply first here, so we get 6 times w to the 55. There's a 1 on that w, so we have 55 plus 1. So we get 6 times w to the 56. All right, number 11, we would get 26. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 1 would give us w to the 29. Okay, and now 12. 12 is a toughie. All right, let's write him out. We have 18 times x times 18 to the 27. We know that for sure. Now, what are the two things that I see written more than once up there? It is the 18. So what exponent is on that first 18? Hopefully you say a 1. And now I can put my 18s together. So I can do 18 to the first power and 18 to the 27th power. Add them up. And I get 18 to the 28th power times that x that was hanging out with them. And that is all of those. So now, the last thing that you should do is complete activity 2, which should be in the notes that's on the Moodle page. So when you're finished, you can check your answers, double check your answers, and I will have the answers to all of them posted up here. So I will put them up, and so you can pause it right now while you work on it again, and then you can finally unpause it and check your answers. So why don't you go ahead and do that right now. So here we are. We have all the answers to that activity that you should have done. I'm just going to slowly scroll through them. If you need to pause the video, you most certainly can. I'll try and get as many of them up there at a time as possible. And if you need to pause the video, you certainly can, so that you can continue checking. I'm going to move on. So here are the rest of them, 16 through 24. And it's important that you make sure that in 16 through 24 that you are using the correct name for the property that you're using, because we are going to continue to learn more of them. And then there's 25 through 30. And now you should be ready for OTL number 2.